I must start off this video with an apology because I don't have the Hero 8 by my right foot at the moment. The Hero 8 has been quite unlucky. It's fallen off the bike twice and it's gone through, there's a little plastic screen which goes over the front of these lenses, and I've probably cracked about 4 or 5 of them now. I don't have any more, so I need to order some more. Hooray, more expenses. Only cheap things, but it basically means that if a stone kicks up and hits the lens, it's only going to crack the plastic, as long as it's not some hulking brick of some sort, which is always fun. And I would rather not ride with the Hero 8 very exposed. I did it a couple of times, and as far as I know, there's no actual damage to it, but I don't want to take the risk anymore. That poor sucker has just been battered and bruised, and it still works, it soldiers on, don't get me wrong, that thing's built. But if I can limit the damage to it, then I bloody well will. So, subject of discussion. Do you know someone who rides illegally or not quite legally? That might be a better way to put it. Not quite legally. And what I mean by that is, so when I've been out on a couple of rides here and there over my time, I try and avoid people which give off bad vibes, or I try and avoid people which have something going on in the background, over drama and that kind of stuff, but also people who just don't follow the law. And the law is subjective to a point, how it's written, this, that and the other, how it's interpreted, all that kind of stuff, hooray. But as far as I'm concerned, in the UK, as long as you're taxed, insured, you have a license, a full license to ride your full licensed motorcycle, you're paying for your petrol, you've got everything sorted, and your bike's not stolen, that's always a big one, isn't it? Then yeah, as long as you follow all those rules, the road traffic laws, all that kind of stuff, then fine. Don't mind a little bit of speed every now and then, because again, like, everyone is subjective to that little burst of speed just to get a bit of excitement out of their ride. Me personally, I don't want to be involved in people who just don't follow that kind of rule. And I know that makes me sound incredibly dickish. And to a point, yeah, fine, I'm happy to admit that. I am a dick because I want to associate myself with people who can actually observe the law when it comes to riding their motorcycle. Now, I'm not saying all people who do that are bad people. In fact, I'm not saying they're bad people at all. It's just, let's put this scenario out this way. If we were to get pulled over and we're like in a little group ride and the police have said, we've put your license plate for our system, your motorcycle isn't taxed. Basically, in the UK, taxed means you can tax that vehicle for a year and you are allowed to ride that vehicle. But why am I paying for insurance for the year? Insurance is there in case your motorcycle gets damaged, or if you get into a collision, depending on your level of cover. It also allows you to ride other bikes or drive other cars and so on and so forth. Theft, all that kind of, it's all fully comprehensive. Is a nasty game because you really have to look at what you're getting. But if I'm paying for tax and if I'm paying insurance, then why do I need an MOT? MOT is basically the annual maintenance to make sure that your vehicle is up to standard to be on these roads. Fine. Still got to pay for that though. So why then have I got to pay tax on the fuel which I buy? Well, fuel is a very, very ludicrous thing. Lots of people need it. So you tax the hell out of it, and suddenly you're getting a lot of money out of lots of people needing something. That's how stuff works. Now, if you don't like it, well, don't live in this country. Nah, that's a bit harsh, isn't it? Don't ride a motorcycle in this country. Again, it's a bit harsh. It's just where that line draws, because I don't like being taxed and everything. I don't like the idea of having to do stuff, go out of my way to you know, you got to take a day off work and bits and bobs to do stuff, and I'd rather not have to spend my day off work waiting around a bloody dealership for my bike to be checked over and fixed and have a service. It just doesn't sit right with me, but whatever, it is what it is. So I can understand why people fall through the cracks and why people just don't want to obey those kind of rules, because they're stupid. And yes, I would have totally agree. I don't like the idea of having to pay tax on a motorcycle when the guy behind me, or madam, is also paying tax on their vehicle, which is ludicrously more expensive and more pollutant than mine. But that's just my opinion. That is just my opinion. God, that looked a bit... That's a big old vehicle to swing around a corner. Oh. Would not like to see what happens when that goes wrong. So on top of the whole not wanting to get too involved in people who break the law, maybe, just don't follow the rules, let's say. So yeah, I shall leave the question with you. Have you or do you know someone who doesn't follow the rules, is a bit of a rapscallion, let's say? Very nice bike. On the old motorcycle. I really wish everyone could follow the laws, but I know time, money, effort, all that is a contributing factor, and patience is tested when the laws and the governments, the lawmakers, decide to say, hey, let's put down another price thing to make that gap between freedom of riding and not being able to even bigger. What a wonderful world we live in. Silly rules. Anyway, so have yourself a lovely weekend. Enjoy. I'm going to stop the video in this lovely little town. And as always, ta for now.